One of the most important parts of the drill that we're doing that I want you guys to focus on is just that hip switch and keeping your hips connected. So on the bottom, I want the person to, when you're framing on the hip, when we start and Robin starts to frame on the hip, he's trying to push my hips away and he's trying to get his own hips away. So if let's just say I don't do anything, this is what's going to happen, right? So the timing for switching your hips and also following his hips is really important. So that's more important than all the submissions that we're going to go through, because if you lose a position, then there's no submission at the end. So try and dial that down, and it requires a bit more like activity from the person on the bottom. So you're both working with these drills. We'll just go through that again. So here, Robin starts to push away. I need to turn my hips and I need to really follow him. What we're going to do now is we're going to set everything up the same. So I'm going to staple. Let's just say Robin is framing my head, and as I start to come to attack, he brings his arm around to the other side of my head. It's a really common thing that might happen, but we have to deal with this. So once his arm is on the other side of my head, I'm going to try and pick my shoulder up and bring it to my head, and bring my head to my shoulder, just like I'm trying to answer the phone without any hands. I'm like this, making sure that he can't bring it back. So I'm really squeezing here. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to plant my hand on the ground, and then I'm going to push myself up. I'm going to bring my knee closer in, and then my elbow that's on this side of his body, I'm going to bring it to the front of his body while picking him up. So we're here, hand on the ground, knee comes up a little bit closer, and I'm bring my elbow along with his whole body. I'm kind of gripping with my hand over his shoulder. I bring it in, and then I tuck this down, and it cinches everything up. So what we're going to do from here is a couple of things. Rotate a little bit. I'm going to do what's called a windshield wiper with my feet. I'm going to take my foot out, this foot out, and bring my other foot in. I'm going to do that. What that allows me to do is maintain control on that hand while I step over with my other leg. So I'm in this north-south position again. Let's rotate this over. I'm in this position where my foot and my shin is blocking. It's like a wedge stopping Robin from falling back. I've still got the same grip, and then what we can start to do is swap our hand position and attack the Kimura from this position here. It's a really strong position, this position here, because not only can we attack the Kimura, we can also continue rotating around and look at attacking an armbar as well. This is his bad arm. So we'll go through that again. I'll just stay in this position here so you can see like what I do with my legs. So we start square on. Robin starts to push away my hips. I meet my hips with his. I follow him if I need to, and then I start to get my staple. And then what I do from here, his arm's already in the correct position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to lift his back off the mat, using my hand here to help me. So pushing off the mat, bring your knee in closer if you need, and then my elbow comes and tucks it in front of his hip here. So what happens now is I switch my foot position, so I can step over his head, and I don't want you to step far out, I want you to step in nice and close. That way if Robin wants to turn back, get his back onto the mat, my leg is stopping him. I can use my hand as a post if I need to. Number one is going to be a Kimura, so I need to swap my hand position. Nice and tight, nice and deep here. Find the wrist, find my own watch, and I start to bring the hand behind his back. Let's just start with that, and then we'll have a look at the armbar if we have time later. One more time, just go from this position here, stapling. You can also do the swap here if you want. You don't have to wait until you're in this position. I'm going to step over, nice and tight, pinching everything. Nice deep squat. I'm kind of sitting on his face. It's not the most comfortable position for him. Swap, find my wrist, and then I start to bring him back. I really want this glued to my chest. This is weak, there's a lot of space, so I bring him nice and tight and use my whole body to get the tap. Do you guys want to see that again, or give it a go?
Yeah, more.
Yeah, go on, let's do it all again. So we're square on. Can you just check, is that capturing it?
Yeah, it's good one.
So we square on, Robin starts to frame, so I switch my hips. I push into his hips if I need to. Start to open up space so I can get my stick. Once I've gotten that, hand on the mat, knee comes up closer, and then I pick him up and bring my elbow inside. Now I can do my swap. Push the head down, and I'm stepping in nice and tight here. Pinching my knees together. Now I can swap my arm position here. Let's give that a go. I know there's a lot of steps, but you just gotta try. 1, 2.